Hi everyone, hope you've had a good day so far. As you remember, last time we went through a table of words and collocations on pages 21 and 22 and did the exercises related to the table. Now we are going to continue the book uh, and to do so we have to catch up on page 54, magazine part, and talk about tricky words. Okay, well, the first pair of tricky words are especially or specially. Especially and especially are both adverbs. Especially means particularly or above all. Of course, there is a teeny tiny difference between them. Sometimes they can be used interchangeably, but if you know the differences, if you realize the differences between them, they won't be uh, complicated anymore. So, especially means particularly or above all. She loves flowers, especially roses, particularly roses. I am especially grateful to all my family and friends who supported me. We can't use especially before the subject. Uh, I can give you more examples. For example, I love traveling, especially to very exotic places. Or teenagers are very fashion conscious, especially girls. We use especially to talk about the specific purpose of something. This kitchen was especially designed to make it easy for a disabled person to use. He has his shirts made especially for him by a tailor in London. Or these dogs are especially trained to detect traces of illegal drugs. Or this music was specially composed for the film, for the movie. Especially can also be used to mean for a particular purpose. I bought these, for example, flowers especially for you. Or I bought these flowers especially for you. Yeah, sometimes the uh, use of these words, I mean, especially and especially, can overlap. Uh, Listen to this example. Those with pre-existing conditions were warned to avoid public places during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially grocery stores or specially grocery stores. In this scenario, it comes down to the meaning you are trying to convey. That people are above all told to stay away from grocery stores or specifically told to avoid them. Both cases can be true. So next pair of words are historic or historical. Historic means important or likely to be important in history, such as, I feel that this is a historic moment for our country. When Berlin Wall came down, it was a historic occasion. Historical means related to the study of things from the past. So it is related to the past. I love reading historical novels. Or archaeologists found a large number of historical objects when they excavated the field. Excavate means dig somewhere carefully to find something. So when we say this is a historic event, we might mean that this event is important in history. For example, the moon landing, which was important in the history of astronomy. Or when we say this is a historical event, We mean this happened in the past. Okay. Next pair are lay or lie. The verb lay means to put something down carefully in a flat position. It must have an object. So that's important. That's the case here. It must have an object. It is a regular verb, but note the spelling of the past simple and ed form. Ed form means pp form here. Laid, not laid. Shall I lay the tray on the bed? A wonderful wooden floor has been laid in the dining room. We can say, for example, my dad laid his hand on my shoulder, put his hand on my shoulder. The flies lay their eggs on decaying meat. The other word is lie. Lie is a verb which means to be in or put yourself into a flat position. It is an irregular verb and it doesn't take an object. The ing form is lying and the past simple is lay. The ed or pp form, lain, is very formal and is rarely used. I have to lie on a beach and read. She lay on the bed and gazed at the ceiling, daydreaming. Daydreaming means thinking about something pleasant while you are doing something. Most often students are in the class daydreaming. They have no focus on what they are studying. They are daydreaming about, for example, hanging out with their friends or something. She lay on the bed and gazed at the ceiling. I read this. The dog was lying by the gate waiting for me to come home. Other examples: don't lie in the sun for too long. The dog was lying dead on the floor. Also, we have lie, which means say something which is not true. In this case, it is a regular verb. I lied to my teacher about my homework. She lied to protect her son. Or he lied about his age. Compare. Base form, lay, meaning put something down. Past simple is laid. Ed form, laid. Lie, be horizontal. Lay or lain. Lie, saying something that is not true. Lied, lied. Typical errors. We don't use lay to talk about being in a flat position. Lay must have an object. My mother hates when the cat lies on our beds, not lays. The past form of lie is lay. I lay on the grass and watched a plane fly overhead. I lied on the grass cannot be correct. Okay. These words are difficult to use as long as we don't make use of them while we are speaking and we are writing. So if you don't use, you will lose. So let's use in order not to lose. Okay, back to page 23. Part 2, work in pairs to discuss these questions. Well, supposedly you don't have any partner to discuss with, but since we have to improve our speaking, we have to practice our speaking, we need to provide an opportunity for ourselves to discuss. So if I were you, I would pause the video right after my explanations, uh, then read the questions one by one and uh, express your opinions. You don't need to have someone to talk to. You can make your points, you can make your discussions and talk about it. You can listen to yourself. Even you can record your own voice, record your own talks, and then listen to yourself and then react to them. You don't need someone else to react to your discussion, to your notes, to your opinions. Okay. Well, question number one: how do you think the future of transportation will be like? Well, you might discuss the emergence or appearance of flying cars, automated vehicles, self-driving cars, or floating trains, or maybe cars with customized qualities, like cars that can change their colors on demand. Number two, are computer-based systems free of mistakes? Well, in my view, no system could be claimed to be mistake-free, since they deal with human life, and human life is packed with diversity. But it goes without saying that the number of deadly blunders will diminish by the use of precisely designed computer systems. Question number three: how safe or dangerous can the use of computers in transportation be? Well, you might highlight the boosted safety in the road journeys due to 360-degree radar coverage. Yet you can be, there can be dangers related to misinterpretations of the information by the computers. Okay, listen to a program called Into the Future and fill in the blanks. So please pause the video, read the sentences, and you can have a very short thought over the sentences. Then you will listen and fill in the blanks. Let's listen to the listening 3A on page 23.
Welcome to the program Into the Future. Today we're going to talk about driverless cars. Self-driving cars are supposed to be our salvation, drastically reducing the 1.3 million road fatalities worldwide each year by replacing humans with robots who can do precision piloting and never get distracted, drowsy, or drunk. Here at the studio, we have an expert on driverless cars. Welcome.
Thanks for inviting me.
My first question is, how do self-driving cars work?
Well, driverless cars see the world around them by using data from cameras as well as radar and lidar, which are sensors that bounce laser light off objects to determine their shape and location. High-speed processors crunch the data to create a 360-degree picture of lanes, traffic, pedestrians, signs, stoplights, and anything else in the vehicle's path. That's supposed to enable the vehicle to know in real time where to go and when to stop.
Why do engineers think they'll be safer?
U.S. safety regulators say 94% of crashes can be blamed on human error. And with smartphones distracting more drivers, U.S. road deaths surged 14% from 2014 to 2016. Meanwhile, robots are always alert and focused on driving tasks. And advances in artificial intelligence can combine with on-road experience to make cars become even safer drivers over time.
So why did the self-driving being tested in Arizona strike and kill a woman without so much as hitting the brakes?
That is still being investigated. Police reports and video of the crash suggest a 49-year-old woman pushing a bike across a road in Tempe outside of a crosswalk around 10 p.m. Neither the self-driving sensors nor the human safety driver appeared to notice her, and the car collided with her at 38 miles per hour without touching the brakes. She was rushed to a hospital where she died of her injuries.
But I've heard of other accidents. What are the problems?
Robot drivers are strict rule followers. This has caused many human drivers to rare and slow-moving or stopped self-driving cars, which account for most of the accidents. In Florida in 2016, the driver of a Tesla Model S who was operating the car in its so-called autopilot mode died when his vehicle collided with a truck that turned into its path. The driver assist system required the human driver to remain alert and engaged in the driving process. Federal accident investigators found autopilot's design contributed to the crash, as did the actions of both drivers in the incident. The automaker made modifications to require more driver input.
What happens next?
Until the cause of the Arizona fatality can be determined, safety advocates have called on the autonomous industry to tap the brakes on deploying vehicles on public roads. But many companies' plans are still moving forward. Waymo already is offering commuters in Phoenix the ability to hail a Chrysler minivan without anyone behind the wheel. Audi expects to soon begin selling a version of its A8 sedan that can take over completely in traffic jams. And next year, General Motors Company has promised to put robot taxis into service with no human chaperone.
Okay. Most of the difficult words contained in the listening were taught on page 20 and also on the table of the words. Yet, there are a couple of them I would like to shed light on. Here they are. Radar, which stands for radio detection and ranging. LIDAR, light detection and ranging. Advocates are supporters, advocates of an idea or argument, supporters of that argument. Deploy means to use something for a particular purpose. Okay. Well, let's fill in the blanks according to the recording. 1. Self-driving cars can do and never get distracted. We can fill the gap with precision piloting. Self-driving cars can do precision piloting and never get distracted. Number 2, high-speed processors crush the data to create a 360-degree picture of lanes. So we put in the blank the word crunch. Number 3, with smartphones distracting more drivers, US road deaths surged 14% from 2014 to 2016. Number 4, the car collided with her at 38 miles per hour. Number 5, robot drivers are strict rule followers. Number 6, the driver assist system required the human driver to remain alert and engaged in the driving process. Number 7, the automaker made modifications to require more determined safety Number 7, the automaker made modifications to require more driver input. Number 8, until the cause of the Arizona fatality can be determined, safety advocates have called on the autonomous industry to tap the brakes on deploying. Number 9, Waymo already is offering commuters in Phoenix the ability to hail a Chrysler minivan without anyone behind the wheel. Okay, listen again and answer the following questions. So you're recommended to listen to the recording once more. Number 1, how many people are killed every year in road accidents? It was 1.3 million people. Number 2, why do self-driving cars use radar and lidar? To know where to go and when to stop. Number 3, what percentage of crashes can be blamed on human error? 94%. Number 4, around what time did the Arizona crash occur? It was around 10 p.m. Number 5, what contributed to the crash in Florida besides the actions of both drivers? It was the autopilot's design. Well, good. Next part is going to be the grammar, which is going to be presented in the following video. Thank you so much, and bye for now.